Good morning. Welcome to a One Mind meditation. It is Saturday morning. I trust you had an awesome week and that you are into your weekend and you have enough fun, enough rest to be ready for your next week. Our teacher for this week has been Charles Eisenstein, and I've got quite a lot of his thoughts for you this morning, so I'm going to get started right away. Otherwise, we won't get through all of them. But the idea of kind of the theme of this morning's message sounds something like this. It sounds like, embrace the kid within you who used to believe that the world can be a more beautiful place. The part of you who knows that we are stronger together when we look out for one another. Don't give in to the proof that you've seen that this is a dog-eat-dog world. Anthony, a very good morning. It is awesome seeing you. Maggie, hello there. Good morning. And Sunmary, hello. Awesome having you all. All right, let's get into these beautiful thoughts from Charles Eisenstein. This little piece is from his book called Sacred Economics. Doesn't that sound worth reading? Sacred Economics. He's talking about the real world and how to deal with the real world, but how to bring a more beautiful view into how we can possibly deal with the real world. But this is not really his words. It comes from the book that he quotes these words. Someone wrote this, authorship unknown. He says, "We have bigger houses but smaller families. We have more conveniences but less time. We have more degrees but less sense. More knowledge but less good judgment. More experts, more problems. More medicines but less healthiness. We've been all the way to the moon and back, but we have trouble crossing the street to meet the new neighbor. We've built more computers to hold more information and produce more copies than ever, but we have less actual communication. We have become long on quantity but short on quality. These times are times of fast foods but slow digestion, tall man but short character, steep profits but shallow relationships. It is time when there is much in the window but nothing in the room." Estelle, a very good morning. Leanne, a very good morning. Happy Saturday to you all. I love these thoughts, and we can see the truth of this. And this is how Charles Eisenstein speaks about this. He says, "The cynic thinks that he is being practical and that the hopeful person is not. But it's actually the other way around. Cynicism is paralyzing, while the naive person tries what the cynic says is impossible, and sometimes even succeeds." Is that something you encounter? Is it something you've... Sometimes it's something that makes me feel a little bit, the right word is almost tired, when I come across someone's cynicism who thinks they're being very practical about the world. And I go, yeah, but with your cynicism, you're also not going to try and do any better, are you? Eisenstein says, "We live within a cultural mythology that tells us that we are separate beings in competitive relation for power and even for survival. We long to return to a culture of inclusiveness, cooperation, and the sharing of gifts. Is it too much to ask to live in a world where our human gifts go toward the benefit of all, where our daily activities contribute to the healing of the biosphere and the well-being of other people? We all have a knowing that we can live in a more beautiful way, but we are not going to achieve this in solitary confinement, each on our own island." This message today doesn't really speak about today's meditation, but it does speak to simplicity, and it begs us to ask the question, can we stop for a moment and even try to remember what we're doing all of this for in the first place? So join us and come and drop from your head into your body for a moment and experience the building blocks of your human being. And then we can all head out to the world and do the things that we do, but maybe we'll have a deeper sense of remembering why we're doing what we're trying to do. So if you're ready, today's journey is called Come to Your Senses. It's very basic. It's really simple. Get from your head into your body, and for a moment, have only the experience your body gives you. No resistance to whatever the experience is. And then maybe we'll remember that we really are human, and that other people around us are human too. And we don't have to be in this competition with one another all the time. There's a story we've been sold, and kind of the rules have been set to almost prevent us from not competing against one another. When we see this, we can opt out of it. If you're ready, here we go. You can close your eyes and let's float away together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, feel yourself grow and expand from your core out in all directions. When you've reached your full height, let all of it go. And as you exhale, soften. As you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders and drop your head. Our journey today is dropping into our body, becoming really present with what our body is experiencing. So let's check in with our body. With your next exhale, check in with your forehead. the space between your eyes. Is there a frown there? Or is that completely softened? With your next exhale, check in with the space inside your mouth. Are your teeth grinding up against each other? Is your tongue being pressed into the roof of your mouth, or maybe even into the back of your teeth? Are you clenching your jaw muscles? Or has everything softened in your mouth? With your next exhale, check in with your shoulder and neck muscles. Are your shoulders pulled up high, almost next to your ears? If not now, do you often pull up your shoulders like that? And is everything in that space soft and surrendered for this moment? Check in with your belly. Pay attention to your stomach muscles. Are your abs clenched or softened? We very easily hold tension there for years, even decades at a time. Check in with your arms and legs. Are they soft and surrendered? Or do you have your hands in fists? We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies even more to stretch, adjust, and settle down. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles. Forward and to the left, and forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. One more big breath in. And As you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a space of presence as much as we can, we'll turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit with us for the whole meditation, then this would be a great place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long, slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel the muscles of your body soften. And invite even more softness into every place inside your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly, and you are invited to follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath, but only for as long as it feels really easy. Follow it with a long, slow exhale every time. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, welcome yourself to this body. Maybe even give this body a hug and say the words, "Hello, body. It's good to feel you." Take your next big breath. journey of the senses starts at the top and works its way through our bodies. We are here to allow. We are here to not resist, but allow our bodies to give us whatever experience this body is having right now. Every time you meet your body where it is, you're paying attention, you're giving care, you're helping regulate your nervous system. But it's when you expect from your body to not be where it is, to be somewhere, somehow, someplace else, that you trigger in your nervous system fear. Make a habit of meeting your body where it is, and you'll see how much softer everything becomes. Our first stop is your eyes. For this exercise, we'll keep them closed. But with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, what would be the most obvious thing that you would see if you were to open your eyes? And as you take a deep breath and dive deep inside, take those few moments to use your mind and study this obvious thing in all of its detail. Take your next big breath. We're changing gears, and with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, what would be the least obvious thing in your space? The least obvious thing to see if you were to open your eyes. Take a moment to find that with your mind. And as you take your next deep breath and dive deep into you, use your mind to study this less obvious thing in all of its detail. Take your next big breath. Thank your eyes for the experience they give you. Taking a step down to what you can hear with your next big breath as you dive deep into you. Bring your attention to what is the most obvious sound you hear, and listen deeply into it. See if you can find different layers to that sound. Take your next big breath. And then change gears with your next big breath as you dive deep into you. What is the faintest sound that you can hear right now? Scan the environment around you and pick up the smallest of sounds. Listen deep into that. Take your next big breath. Thank your ears for the experience they give you. We'll take a step down, and for the next 2 stops, while we pay attention to what you can smell and what you can taste, change your breath to whatever works for you to facilitate smelling and tasting. With your next big breath, pay attention to the most obvious smell you can pick up. Is there any obvious smell you can sense right now? Take your next big breath. And then with your next big breath as you dive deep into you, is there any other smell, any secondary layer of smell that you can pick up? Take your next big breath. thank your nose for the experience it gives you. We'll take a step down, and with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, pay attention to any possible taste that you are able to discern right now. Take your next big breath. And with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, see if you can find any other layer of taste, anything else. Take your next big breath. And then the last stop we make is the surface of your skin. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, scan the surface of your skin and feel where the most obvious sensation is. And as you take a deep breath, as you dive deep inside, study that area. Feel into that area and see if you can describe different sensations, different pressures in that same spot. Take your next big breath. Thank your skin for the experience it gives you. We'll take just one more big breath together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Take a deep breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. No more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I want to get back to the words of Charles Eisenstein, but just before that, I want to remind you again about meeting your body where your body is at. Every time you do, there is a validation, there is an acceptance happening. When you meet your body where it is, allowing it to feel what it feels, while you just stay present with the feeling. That is acceptance. And being held in acceptance always turns down the fear. The volume of the fear becomes lower. Regulating your nervous system, switching from what might have been an activated sympathetic nervous system into a calm parasympathetic nervous system. But when you don't meet your body where it's at, when you're expecting it to somehow feel different, be somewhere else, in that denial, you're turning up the volume of fear. You're turning up the activation in your survival nervous system. The anxiety and the stress becomes more, not less. There are certain moments that's difficult to do in when we're under pressure and things need to get done, but make a habit to meet your body where it's at, even if it's only at the end of the day. But make this a habit. I want to go back to Charles Eisenstein's words for just one more time. We have bigger houses but smaller families, more conveniences but less time. We have more degrees but less sense, more knowledge but less good judgment, more experts but more problems, more medicines but less healthiness. We've been all the way to the moon and back, but we have trouble crossing the street to meet the new neighbor. We've built more computers to hold more information, to produce more copies than ever, but less actual communication. We have become long on quantity but short on quality. These times are times of fast foods but slow digestion, tall man but short character, steep profits but shallow relationships. It is a time when there is much in the window, but nothing in the room. Long on quantity, but short on quality. We do live in the real world, and we do have to try and survive in this world, which makes it very difficult to opt out of all the nonsense the world offers us. But when we approach all of that nonsense in wholeness, we do see it differently. When we walk in the world, being in the world but not of the world, we can deal with all of these modern crazy things that the world offers. But we only do that when we make a practice of coming home. When we make a practice of diving deep into ourselves and understanding what is here. when we consolidate all that is here into a wholeness, when we step into the world in wholeness, then we need nothing of it. We can see the tools that are there to use, and we can use them to our best ability. But while we need nothing of the world, it's all just a tool. It is when we are in desperate need of the solutions the world offers, because of our lack of our own wholeness, that these tools are a trap, and we lose ourselves more and more in the story the world tells us. We don't need the world to change, but we do need to come home so we can step out into the world in wholeness. We are the ones who need to create our own change. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this beautiful human body. That is where my home is right now. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for remembering that my soul is the most intensely present thing that there is. That for my soul, home is not some higher dimension. Home is only here, right now, where this body is at. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for coming home. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning to step into the world in wholeness. Making use of all the tools the world has to offer, but not making any of them a trap. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for spending a little bit of your Saturday with us. Hey Janine, good morning. It's really good to see you here. Lorraine, hello. Happy Saturday and weekend to you. I love how basic and simple this meditation is. It might be a little bit repetitive, but all of our old habits, all of our old patterns came into being because of the repetitive nature. We do need to put the good things, the new habits, and new programs on a repetitive wheel for them to stick. Lots of love to you all. Have a beautiful day. Have an awesome weekend. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.